sunrise and sunset, birds fly and rain falls. What a mighty world I see. Seedlings to flowers, babies to wise ones. What a mighty world I see. We're only here for a moment in time, but eternity is yours and mine. When we wake to the beauty of who we are, what a mighty world. Your hand in my hand, your heart to my heart. What a mighty love I see. You call, I answer. I cry, you comfort. What a mighty love I see. All around us signs appear, telling us there is no fear when we wake to the beauty of who we are. What a mighty love.
As I hear the lyrics, and as Dr. Kitty serenades us, what a mighty world. What a mighty world we live in. And what a mighty world we create. Our world can never be bigger than the thoughts we hold in our mind. Over these past few weeks, we've been working on an adventure, a spiritual adventure, using a book, Spiritual Economics. And I've shared a few continuing themes, tried to weave them through the current day life experience that many of us are going through. I've shared that when we live in a conscious oneness with God, and we combine that with an understanding that God is substance, that God stands under, if you will, our every thought, then our perspective about success, our understanding of what money is, and the power that we give up when we hear about lack and limitation forever changes. So the ingredients is a conscious oneness of God, where you and I, we have all power. And understanding God showing up with one divine idea that can put our whole world in a new place builds our perspective. Why is it so important to understand what our perspective is built upon? Because our mind, we pattern images. And in our mind, we pattern these images, whether they apply to our finances, our relationships, our self-esteem, our spiritual well-being, in any area. These patterns show up. And usually unconsciously, we direct these images into our very beingness. And so if the pattern is lack, it will not only show up in our money, it will show up in our relationships, it will show up in how we encourage ourselves, it will show up in where we see opportunities in our life. And the key is to, when these patterns keep showing up, to become conscious of them. To actually become conscious and say, why is this repeating? What is the cause of this? Because when we're honest with ourselves, all cause is our mental thoughts. The cause that we show up in our life today are the images that we held on to yesterday. And the results that we see in our life, they are never confined only to our mind, but they extend into our affairs. And there's something that bridges the patterns or the thoughts with what we see in our life, and the bridge are the decisions we make. And if we see a pattern showing up over and over again, and we want to change the pattern, it begins by becoming conscious and then changing the decisions we make. Scripture says, eye has not seen and ear has not heard with that which God has prepared for them. That which God has prepared for us. And so a great realm of spiritual substance, we already understand, is prepared for us. We cannot expect to see it physically. It is not going to show up in something that we can see or that we can audibly hear. God, as I understand God, is available, everywhere present. And we're able to form a consciousness of God to create whatsoever the present need may be. Kim prayed and he said, faith is the assurance of things hoped for. It's the evidence or the conviction of things not seen. And so if we're waiting for the conviction or the evidence to show up in things seen, we become that carrot on a stick consciousness. And we just keep chasing these outer experiences, expecting that the outer experience will be the experience of God, when God, as I understand God, is the ever-present inner experience. We seek positive results, and they're everywhere available in the great storehouse of divine ideas. And so if we want to tap in to the storehouse of infinity itself, we can begin by forming what I understand is the spirit of plenty, or a substance of spirit within ourselves. We must begin and realize we can look out and see a mighty world. And there is no situation in this world that can diminish the power of God in us. In every situation, there is a divine idea. We can form a realization of the ever-present spiritual substance, and it will not show up in a check. It won't happen with a job. It can never be defined by something outside of ourselves. We spoke about practical ways over the past few weeks. In fact, over the past few years, the overriding theme of this church is practical ways to express spirituality in our life. Wednesday evening, we spoke one way of doing this and expressing it is gratitude. You know, and Thursday morning, I flew to New York for dinner. Wonderful Italian dinner, man, I must say. But I'm thinking on the plane, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm flying to see my godmother and have dinner with them, and how we set aside one day for Thanksgiving. And if we're honest about it, there's so much insanity that surrounds preparing for a one day that's supposed to be representative of gratefulness with our family and gratefulness of what we have. And then we go and have to buy or attract or stress about so many things to feel grateful, a quality of God that we need nothing for.